Hello, welcome everybody to our chess stream here on lichess and Twitch. My name is International Master Slaggy, aka Will Paschall. We've got the Macro Panda filling in for our hero and favorite plushie, Panda himself, who's back in the old country until a later date. Welcome everybody. It's been a great day here in the Northeast United States, if you're a fan of landscaping. Anyway, what's up? It's Weird Wednesday. We're going to be playing unusual openings in Blitz and Rapid Chess, just having a kind of chill stream. I see Bob's with us. Astrobate. We've got a major change in temperature. I think I might be getting some kind of cold or something. My voice is a little sketchy. I recorded a video today over the din of the landscapers somehow. And I don't know, I'm a little coughing. Got a kind of frog in my throat, so to speak. But I think we'll be good. Jim, what's up? Yeah, I just feel it a little bit. It probably dropped about 20. It dropped like 20 degrees in the last 2 days. So you never know. Bloby, what's up? Dear friends, you know, we talked about this yesterday, Jim, and I just wanted to share a suggestion that I had from another one of the viewers in light of yesterday's tournament stream, and something, our arena that we do on Tuesday, something that I thought about before. It seems more impractical to do it, but I think what we're going to have to do is to have, is to do the password enabled tournaments, basically. So the question is how we can just, distribute the password without trolls getting the password, and in a timely fashion. So if anybody has a suggestion of the best way to implement password Tuesday arenas, I think that's what we should probably do. You can make the distribution. No, I think we should nominate Jim as a new as an administrator. I wanted to call it. We nominate Jim as a new moderator. His specific job is a specialist in password distribution. What's up, Percy Hepworth? Can you create a club on lichess? Well, I have Sparkle Horse, team. I have the Sparkle Horse team, but it's not the same. Like, I can't send like messages to the members and stuff, I guess. Well, I could, but I mean, then it would be public, like anybody could join. All right, guys. Just something to think about. We've got a week before the next Tuesday arena, but I would like to make it a password protected event. Send emails just to subscribers, exactly. But there are other people who I'd like to let play who aren't subscribers. Plus the trolls could sign up and subscribe. I guess that might not be a bad thing if the trolls subscribe. Just what's up, everybody? I'm going to start with this challenge here from Ferrum Lutzis. Ferrum Lutzis. Guys, we're playing weird openings today. I almost forgot. Let the trolls subscribe. I am black. It's like so frequent, like I did against Morwab the last round of the Monday stream. I like forget that it's my turn. I'm like, hey, he's not here. What's up, guys? In chess, don't even talk about it. No, we hate that place here, Bobby. The word, the words we don't say. All right, let me abort this. He can come back later. I'm going to take another challenge. No, Emu Lord. Ah. No, we don't take challenges from new people. You have to have 100 games. I'm getting a rematch challenge. Was I white? I was black, right? BobLikesChess.com, his favorite man boy, helped to create it. Knight f3, c6. All right. Yeah, from India. Well, nothing wrong with being from India. He has that in common with one of our old regulars. d4, d5. Now, I was supposed to play a weird opening, but in the confusion, because we had to abort the game, start it over again, now I got confused. So We've got to play something off the wall here against the Slav. Slav off the wall. Slav move. B3. The B3 anti-Slav. So this guy's supposed to be 1700, but he beat me once already. Alright. We got bishop f5. He doesn't seem interested in... He doesn't seem real interested in unusual openings. The Slav. Cheetahs anywhere. We got a lot of them here too, but at least they try on lichess, not encouraging cheaters. The London system is what is the deal here with the London system with black? I want to play weird openings. You play the London system with black. I mean, that's great, dude. Should I just resign? I mean, this is already boring. All business. That's kind of a surprising move. What's the thought behind d takes c4? I don't know, but it's like this guy only seems to care about moving fast. He's not taking any time. Reminds me of someone else. Maximum 1 move threats. What's up with this? I'm afraid to say the name. I don't know. I feel like I'm playing a simul. Black spent 15 seconds on the first 9 moves. You get a chance to play a strong player. I would think you'd want to take some time to think about your moves. It's kind of weird. He reminds me of Cheesy Noob. Is it just me? Or are they like soul brothers with the same exact style? Move instantly. Cheesy Noob is higher rated though. So what's his real rating? He's 1700, 1600. Man, I'm getting hungry. I should have eaten before the stream, but I don't like to, I'm like Walter Brown. I don't like to eat before I play chess. It's a subtle move. Bishop e4. So much like Cheesy Noob, he prefers knights to bishops. This is one of those guest subscribers. I mean, gift subs. And I didn't like the first game I lost against him. That was like, he played that opening like he was a, I mean, he played the endgame like he was a grandmaster. So I'll just leave it at that. It's got to be Cheesy Noob. It's exactly the same as him. I mean, Cheesy Noob, are you here? Look at this. It's like playing Nimzovich himself. He's only used 1 minute for the whole game. The first game, check out how he played this endgame against me in 30-30. Every move instantaneously. Perfect move, perfect move, perfect move. It was weird. This is not a game I wanted to start the stream with. I was already in a bad mood. Alright, we're going to try to just refocus our energy and come back in the Zen chess, Zen mode, positive. And now black has a knight pair. Well, you know, it's not that bad. It's better to have the knight pair. In many instances, I mean, I've talked about this frequently, but all joking aside, Bloby, it's better to have the knight pair than a bishop and knight. Most instances. They coordinate very well. Just a pure coincidence that he plays exactly like Cheesy Noob. Could we? Should we? Would you? Like a log? It is Cheesy Noob. It's gotta be. The exact same, obsession with two knights versus two bishops. But I thought Cheesy Noob was European, and this is claiming to be American. Maybe they just have a lot in common. New to you, two knights better than two bishops, better coordination. I think it's true. I mean, this, of course, it's obviously better in you know, the optimal scenario, of course, is a closed structure. Obviously, you know. I think they work together better. Yeah, I mean, he could be from North Korea. I have a, you know, you could put whatever you want in there. But like that first game I didn't like against him. That was very weird. Very, very weird. Here we go again. He's going to turn into a grandmaster. In the end game, like the first game. It's Chigorin. A lot of Chigorin jokes lately with Azerbaijan and stuff. I mean, this is not a style that people who are like 1600 on lichess typically play. That's why the coordination and the discussion of coordination and the reference to Cheesy Noob, who seemed to show the exact same affinity, obsession. Obsession with two knights, it's very rare. I mean, that was Chigorin's big thing. Basically, obsession with, I would say obsession with knights in general is a thing. He just stays ahead on the clock. I mean, what's his bullet rating? 1600. I'm lucky if I can hold a draw. I just don't like playing suspicious accounts. Al Cantor, what's up? Percy Hepworth. I mean, any kind of closed position, the two knights are often better than two bishops. A lot of people are way too bishop centric. I think that's a misunderstanding that I had for a long time. I overvalued the two bishops essentially. Kichalka. Do I know you? Kichalka sounds familiar. Okay, what's up here? You've got your knight g6. Now you got my bishop pair traded off, blockading. What more could black want? A little better king safety maybe. Escort right is here. Cool. I just blundered a pawn. Blunder-o-matic, and he didn't take it. That is not good. Missed the golden opportunity. Now black is probably lost. Well, black was probably lost before, but I mean, if you just take here, I don't know. I guess I take on g6, then you take on e3 check, then I play king h1, and I'm pawn in a queen endgame with a better king safety. But it's still not easy, not a trivial win. This is, however, game over. So Ferrum Lucis with a 1600 rating has a very, very strange style that you rarely see at that rating level. Well, I mean, look at the first game, Bob. If you want to check out the simul game, he was lost, and then he started to play like a GM at the end. The end game was Grandmaster level. So you never know what you're going to get in a given game. Some people are just inconsistent, Bob. That's all it is. Wait, who's banned? No. Bob is banned. Bob was banned yesterday. He was a bad boy. Infinite Flash Chess. Does anyone know if this is true? Infinite Flash Chess apparently banned Bob. I don't know why though. So I'm gonna take the subscribers who are here first. Blubix, Big Money, Percy Hepworth, and Escort Right. Technically he's not a sub, but he has supported the stream with some donations. So I'll take him last after the subs. Blubix, Big Money, Percy Hepworth, so Nefedov and Seth Cookright, and then the rest of the guests. Let's do Blubix. Oh, that's what you did. Oh, snap. And Infinite Flash Chess blasted you. See, that's what you get. You know, you deserve it. You really deserve it. Like, he wasn't really... I mean, I don't know if he consciously knew what was going on or he just reflexively banned you, but you totally deserve it. That's like the boy who cried wolf or whatever. You know, the classic kind of thing. All right, weird openings. I don't play the Fred. We'll go with our favorite St. George. C4. Well, this is a Sicilian now. You've been banned before, you'll be banned again. I would say, Ferrum Lucis, you need to take your time and think about your moves rather than moving instantly. Use a little more time. You have a very strange style for your rating level. Knight f3, e6 here. So we're just going to get into a variation that I don't play. I can't stand the London system. Last game was like preferring 2 knights to 2 bishops is kind of rare at the 1600 lichess level. Bob is trolling. All right. You have your highest score with the Fred. Nice. Blubix doesn't impress so much. What is that? One of Blubix's troll friends? Blubix played a weird plan here with b3. A hybrid. He knows that's not the normal move. I mean, we would just play d4 here. Mostly. So I think he's trying to kind of go along with the theme of the stream, which is to play unusual openings. By the way, this is quite interesting for white, actually. But he doesn't have knight takes c6, b takes c6, e5, or does he? All right, I've got a million challenges. It's awesome. But I'm going to take subscribers. So this game, again, Big Money, Percy Hepworth, Nefedov, and then Escort Right. will work its way down. You made a piece sack against Morales yesterday. Getting more dynamic now in your old age. I'm not sure about this move. But I don't really like my bishop on c8, obviously. He can try to retain the pieces on the board with more space here. Stylish but unsound. I made a nice piece sacrifice against Dimitrilas in yesterday's tournament, but I haven't had time to check with the engine if it was sound or not. Did anybody notice that game? The game I played against Dimitrilas where I sacrificed a piece for 2 pawns. I have this gut instinct that it was actually sound. It doesn't look like it should be enough when you think about it. It's like a hippopotamus where I just did like bishop h4, g5, knight takes g5, h takes g5, bishop takes g5 with no concrete compensation, just safer king, sort of general stuff. You're afraid to follow. I try to follow the George Meyer school of dynamism. What does that mean? Like you play the Rubinstein French? George Meyer strikes me as, I mean, I don't know. He probably plays differently in bullet chess or whatever, but what little I know about him, besides the fact that he has the same name as my high school 7th grade, no, it was junior high, my junior high gym coach. It's striking me that George Meyer, I mean, the Rubinstein French, to religiously play that is sort of masochistic. Blobix with a very classic position now. It's almost like I didn't punish him for b3. Not that I could necessarily punish him. I mean, it's one thing if you're George Meyer and you're playing 2700s or something. But yeah. No, Percy, you have to try to be more dynamic. Against me, was it the last game? Where you played kind of passively? Anybody can beat Anand now. I don't even know what... I mean, I guess George Meyer is just a really good player, but I'm just making fun of the fact that he plays the black side of the Rubinstein French. That's the only thing I really concretely know about him. I can't just follow every random 2600s games. Better things to do with the time. I guess if I was a French defense player... No, I mean, I'm just kidding around. I respect the guy. You know, but... He's played some super tournaments in Dortmund, right? But he's like weak for a super grandmaster, strong for a regular grandmaster. He's like stuck. Blobix with king h1, telegraphic move. h5. I can't believe Blobix didn't let me play the St. George defense. It's just not right. Attempted St. George, fail. Welcome everybody to my stream. It's Weird Openings Wednesday, so we try to mix it up and play some unusual stuff here. Well, it seems like Meyer is really good strategically. Obviously plays a very, very tight game. He creates very few weaknesses in his position. I mean, seems like a great player to model yourself after. He would probably be more aggressive if he wasn't playing, you know, other 2600s. But his hallmark seems to be that very solid style. Yeah, I agree. So b5. Try to break free. Man, I mean, I'm going to go b5, takes, bishop takes, knight takes, rook takes, a2, knight takes d6. I guess it's possible. Anything's possible if you can dream it. I don't play the London. Is that a joke? This is Weird Opening Wednesday. The London is the most boring, rote, useless opening ever invented. That's the opposite of what I try to do here. Something dynamic. London is a good opening for people who are beginners that like to watch YouTube videos. But in general, I mean, it's just a solid setup. It's the opposite of creative and weird. A weak Super GM. Exactly. Super Wiki. Fisher used to call them Wikis. Super Wiki. WikiLeaks. Where is everyone? Let's get some challenges here. We've got a few. 10 challenges. If you guys prefer 5-3, the Maltese Falcon attack. Actually, Disney World has built a new Maltese Falcon. Isn't that it? There's like a Maltese Falcon. Star Wars. What do you call it? Ride? Speaking of Star Wars, I probably have some old Star Wars toys from when I was a little kid. I can probably put them on eBay. Dig them out of the basement. Oh, that's the Millennium Falcon. I'm losing my mind. Oh my god. I'm confusing the Maltese Falcon with the Millennium Falcon. Whatever. It's close enough. I'm so cultured. So cultured. I'm like a meme of myself. That's great. Self-meme. Yeah, I mean, Casablanca is the more... I like the Treasure of the Sierra Madre. And obviously everybody knows. Let me rook a5. Am I really playing that? Knight e8. I think d5. E takes d5. Knight takes d5 is off the table. Other options. Queen a5, an interesting move. Dangerous is the long diagonal. Be the ball. Be the ball, Bob. So what's this? Bishop takes b5. You know I'm going to hang a mate on g7 at some point. Free B file. Get your free B file here. Yeah, unfortunately, there is no B file. There is a C file. B file is kind of clogged at the moment. All I need now is a plan of some sort. Now, if I cave here, I think I'm going to be worse. I can play 98. Slightly worse in this endgame because of the power of his outside pawn. Do you know any vegan chess streamers? Usually I get accused of something. Like being the strongest gay chess streamer. Vegan, I have not heard yet. Did blue be blunder, or is this just a trick? Knight takes e4. Sophisticated trick. Self-immolation. Why can't I take this? It's got to be a trick. My dinner last night, I had too much wine. I got kind of a little giddy. I think I bored my friend. I bored my friend Joe by talking too much. That's the problem with being a streamer sometimes. You know, I'm talking all the time, and then I think I should just keep talking when I'm not streaming. I did that when I played poker with my friends sometimes. And it gets a little boring. But the dinner was good. The salmon came out really good, really well. I talked to him nonstop for like 45 minutes, or it didn't last that long. It was like 30 minutes probably. But I was talking a lot. I caught myself talking a lot. Like, if you smoke dope or something, you start talking like that. I sort of caught myself in the middle of it, like, oh, I think I'm talking too much. All right. He's not a big talker, my friend Joe, so... Talk is cheap. Wow, Miss Click just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Okay, I think G6 might be the safest option, believe it or not. His rook's hanging. That's not relevant here, is it? It is, because I have E5. Double attack. Hurry. Blunder. Miss Click did a Prime sub. That's awesome. Thank you. He's hanging in there. Now what? I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. All under control. Look at that practical decision. Decoy. He's even got an answer for that too. Unbelievable. Man. I can't believe this isn't winning for me. At least this will confuse him. Did he have bishop f1 there? Fun game. All right. Who's up next? Big Money. Thanks for the subscription. I'm not sure if that was sound, but I was... Bishop h4, I don't know. He has bishop f1 after bishop f1. Well, I don't think he had a way to stop the mate. You know, there were two mates. Rook c1 and queen f2. Two mates is better than one. Right, Bob? All right. Weird openings. Stay on focus. We're supposed to play weird openings here. So What can I come up with? 92. That's boring. It's like a closed Sicilian. What's not a closed Sicilian? I like to do the A3 sometimes. Wing Gambit. This can be like a sort of... Yeah.
Well, yes.
I don't know. The yes button just doesn't do it for me. Let's try no.
No.
You're trying to take my central pawn. That's not cool. I think this had a good... Big Money wants to play knight f6 no matter what, so... It's had an effect. That was Amy. Man, I'm almost at the verge of going to the Verizon and changing my number. I had an inordinate number of robocalls today. It's just... I don't know if I can take it much longer. I don't know how much longer I can deal with it, honestly. I'm kind of reaching my limit. This is interesting because I'm not sure how A3 fits in here. That was Amexia. It's like a conglomeration. Amy and Alexa, all rolled up into one.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Ah, Alexa, be quiet. I told you to mute. Mute. Alright, let's just play knight f3. So I've played a3 basically in a Nimzovich variation for no particular reason. I mean, it's obvious why Amy traded in her old number and I got stuck with it. But now I started to like disseminate my number to all these like businesses, and it's like too late to change it again. It would be a huge hassle. I don't know what I'm going to do. Does anybody use Nomo Robo or whatever, those automatic robo blockers? Has anyone tried those? I mean, someone here must have that from America. It's not really necessary in Europe, but I'm just curious if it actually really works. A3 just irrelevant. I made his system even better, I think. I mean, I could try C4, I guess. Kind of seems like the best chance here. Turn it into... Well, basically what I could have had against... Yeah, I guess in this kind of Marazzi position, the A3 turns out to be fairly useful. I'm back in the United States till I don't know when, because I basically have to say basically too much. I have to take care of my mother's estate. She passed away, and it's just a huge job. So I'm going to be here for the foreseeable future, at least until the end of the summer, possibly longer. So definitely till the end of August, and possibly for October even longer. Okay, knight c6. Now I think we've got a situation where the knight on c7 doesn't seem particularly well placed. I just sacked the pawn, and he didn't realize it. It's very similar to a line in the English called the, what is that? Formicus variation. Big Money has to take this pawn. How much compensation do I have here? The jury is out on that. It's probably not as good as the normal line because he has the knight on c7 actually helping to control b5. So Jim gets 5 calls a day only from a mobile provider. What do I do here? CD, ED, or en passant? En passant. My French is excellent. Not really. So either way, it seems like I'm going to help him mobilize himself. Could play f4. Space is space. Big Money says, in some lines b4 is good, so perhaps a3 is okay. That's an interesting point from my opponent. He actually comment basically and actually. I just like adverbs or something. So it's true that knight b4 is an idea in some of these lines naturally with the knight on d5, knight b4. You would think that there would be relevance. That's kind of why I played e5 anyway. But it could turn into just a Tarrasch French now. Just another Tarrasch. It looks kind of reasonable for white. I thought you might even play something wimpy like pawn takes pawn. I mean, that's not very thematic, but when we look at this game with an engine after the game, it's going to be crystal clear that black should take this pawn on e5, and white has to prove if he has some kind of compensation or not. Chickmater. Nobody call me feeling alone. Yeah, I feel happy. In an hour, I had like 4 calls on my mobile phone and then a couple on the landline, all of which were just garbage. Almost every call was from the fake Microsoft. It's mind-boggling how such a stupid scam can be continued so long. I feel like I'm caving a little bit here with this variation, but the time is money, big money. Uber got a good video on fake Microsoft. I mean, how many people actually fall for the fake Microsoft calls? What do you think the percentage is? Like 1 in 20,000? That's, you know. And so what happens? They take your computer hostage or just charge your credit card? Does anyone know what happens if you fall for that scam? What the end result is? No one would be embarrassed enough to say they did it, right? Bob probably knows. Bob knows everything. You pay them. So you basically just pay them for real, like it was an actual service. For basically nothing, for something that didn't exist. Another one I get a lot is calling about like a car warranty, you know, that I don't have. Basically the same thing. There's something hollow about my position now. I have an idea. Yes! Here? They charge you to fix your computer. A guy at work got scammed for $500 phishing email that looked pretty neat. Pretty real. Looked like it was from his boss's boss. Wow, that's kind of specific. So after all this, he's going to be able to play knight e8 and unplug my knight. Well, not really. Not completely. If I go here, MTV unplugged. Yay, Fuchsia made it. She was working on her Caro Kann study earlier. I saw. The gift cards are the most common way to use scammed money, I guess. So when am I going to develop my pieces here? Like how big money's just taking this in stride. Wow. I just want to develop my pieces. Let me be. I'll take a queenside majority for 300, Bob. We could do like Jeopardy categories. Queenside majority for 1,000. Funny thing happened to Bob yesterday on the way to the stream. In the stream yesterday, he copied one of the troll's emails and pasted it. And Infinite Flash just banned him. So this looks pretty strong. Tartakover says something about knights on the 6th rank. I guess when you have this much space, who needs king safety? There goes my queenside majority. Man, he's coming right at me. Just getting a little bit airy around here. Wow. We're playing for the long haul here. My king is not safe. What do I do after this? I am not going to get mated. We're hoping for long-term chances. But honestly, Big Money played this really well. Maybe suicide. Suicide for who? This is obviously pretty okay for black till the very end. Man, I mean, I'm clearly worse, I think. If we go back just a few moves to when he played h4. I might be wrong, but it seems like black has the upper hand. If you go and you go for my a pawn right about now, various threats. I guess it's kind of tricky though with my pawn on the 6th. Let's see what this oracle says. I was afraid I was worse here, but I might not be. The oracle says, yes, rook ha8 with a slight advantage for black. You missed a mate in 10. I'm not surprised. I didn't see an active mate in 10. Wow. That is actually kind of surprising. I thought you were better, but I didn't think you had a mate in 10. I didn't think my king was that exposed. Wow. It must have, I don't know, it must have been like a sacrifice. What could it have been? All right. Tough game. All right, what do we got for subscribers? Nefedov. Once a guy played like a perfect mate in 7 against me. That was kind of hard to find. I was paranoid, of course. Okay, Nefedov. We're not going to play the Aliekin's defense again, or are we? It's not even a weird opening. I mean, it feels weird to play the Aliekin's and say it's a weird opening, since I play that against Nefedov in my normal games. Not always, but sometimes. We need to play something different. I think I beat Nefedov with the e6. Yeah, let's try e6. We need something new for Nefedov. He's one of those guys who probably plays knight f3 here. He likes to Scheveningen. Yeah. So, what are we going to do? We'll try something weird. Morwal was talking about the pin variation, which I never play, but let's do it. I've never played the pin variation in a serious manner. There was a New in Chess yearbook series, not series, but a yearbook article about this maybe 10 years ago. And apparently it's not really that bad for black. Nefedov immediately doesn't know what he's doing, or at least if he does know what he's doing, he's playing kind of inferior line here. Wow. That's strange. I mean, if that's intentional, Nefedov is really not taking best advantage of black's position. I mean, here you've got to play e5, and then knight d5, and then white has a choice between queen g4. It's kind of like a French. Queen g4 and bishop d2. It's funny how the e6 Sicilians have this sort of hybrid feel between French and Sicilian. But I used to play e6 on move 2 all the time. That was my primary Sicilian until about 1993. Just lost too many games in the Kyrgyz attack. I couldn't take it anymore. Okay, this should equalize comfortably. There may be a better move, but I kind of doubt it. Bishop d3 is like a wimpy way of avoiding dynamic situations, I guess. That's how I would put it. Yeah, that's kind of slow, but I appreciate he's maintaining his structure. Okay. That's not what I expected. I thought he was going to take on c6, which would be ultra wimpy. Takes c6. I can recapture probably with the d pawn there most comfortably. So now black has to have a good game. Like equal, but how to play for a win here. Habs YYC said, I just started playing e6 Najdorfs. I mean, I always liked e6. Because I played e6 Sicilians right out of, you know, on move 2. Kasparov always preferred to play the e6 Najdorfs. I mean, it's not as safe as the e5 lines, but it's more interesting. Well, I mean, I don't know here. I mean, I don't want it to get too stale. You know, d5 would be kind of drawish, it looks like. What's the future of my bishop on b7? I like taking like a long think when I arrive in a strange position I've never played before. I don't think it's ridiculous to think for 2 minutes. Probably beyond that, it's getting a little bit much. Maybe we try to keep this bishop. Either e7 or c5. Play b5, play a setup based on something kind of flexible. His only plan is f4. But it's a good plan. We'll see you later. Nefedov and I have 237 games, and this is 238. That is insane. Check that out. So he's actually psychically reading my mind. I wanted to play like bishop c5 check when he plays f4, but he played this first. Anyway, I don't mind. I was going there anyway. Masturbate's favorite fishing pole attack. Now we go ballistic. Bishop f4, g5. Bishop g3, h5. h3, h4. H takes g4, h takes g4. g3. I don't know. I mean, bishop e3, I liked f4 better. But I guess there's some risk there. Yeah, actually, he might have been screwed. I have check in knight g4. Even there, he might have queen e1. I don't have knight f2 check by force. I don't think I'm winning necessarily. I can understand why he would be reticent to play that. Then h3 maybe. I don't know. Virtually asleep just watching now. Me too. We all have that in common.
No!
That sounds like a friend of mine. An ex-friend. Ironically. Sounds a little like Scooby-Doo. Okay, bishop c5. You know I'm coming to get you. Where's Aldisto? There was this player, Aldisto, who played in many of my streams, and he sort of disappeared. Not completely, because he has an account, but for some reason he stopped coming to my stream that I don't know. A strong German 2100. But he always played this fishing pole type of setup in the Sicilian. This was his favorite formation. Basically, we're ready to play h5. But it's very practical and effective. Objectively, you can't just play it in any situation. He would overplay it a little bit. Been a long day. It's feeling like a long day here. It's like 6 hours earlier. And it feels like it's been a long day here too. I was trying to do chess video while being plagued by loud lawnmowers outside earlier today. You also go to bed early. Have a martini for me, folks. If I'm feeling the heat here. Primitive. Yeah, but I'm all over that. Nefedov is in serious danger now. This is unhealthy for white. Picture of the perfect. The perfect. What do you call it? Knight f2. We successfully navigated through Nefedov's repertoire. The tricky pin variation. We're patching up all the holes in Nefedov's tournament repertoire, so no excuses for Nefedov to get surprised anymore next time he plays over the board. I think he's got to be tired. It's late. Yeah, I know that you guys. It's 12:30. That's why I switched time zones, so I can play the same player 6 hours later. You guys all have that built-in excuse in Europe on the Wednesday. On Friday, I'm going to stream earlier. So Friday, Nefedov, you can get revenge on me, hopefully. All right. Escort right. I said Cheesy Noob first. No, Cheesy Noob's not a subscriber, is he? Misclicked. I think the only other subscriber is Misclicked, who just subscribed, and then Escort right, who's supported the stream quite a bit. We'll do those guys. Misclicked just prime sub today. And I've got to remember to play weird openings. Let's play the Dutch. I never play the Dutch. It's not really that weird of an opening, but it's not ever part of my repertoire. I didn't know that alcohol kept... I mean, I guess alcohol can keep you awake, yeah. For the most part. If you don't have too much, I think it makes you sleepy. D4, F5, C4. It can definitely disrupt your sleep, though. That's true. Depends on what you're drinking, though. I find beer to be more sleep-inducing, and wine, for example, making you less sleepy. D4, F5, C4, Knight F6. Yeah, that's true, Bob. It does weird things to you. Drinking is not a good thing. Alright. So Knight C3, aggressive treatment against the Dutch. I've known Misclicked for a while. So he's a friend of the stream, despite not having been a subscriber, I guess, till now. I thought he might have been, though. He might have been a subscriber once already. So Knight C3 is like Korchnoy's way of playing against the Dutch. Most people play like G3 here, or Knight F3 followed by G3. If you play G3 first, you have slightly more options. Of course, if you're going to play this, it's now more of a Nimzo than a Dutch, actually. After a hard night of sleeping, I always drink too early. That's the most dangerous thing you can do. Start drinking early. In my experience, the worst, craziest drinking escapades I've ever had were when I started drinking in the morning or midday. Definitely not a good idea. It's Fuchsia said it's a Dimzo. What is a Dimzo? A Dutch Nimzo. A Dimzo. That's awesome. Did you create that yourself? That an actual name? It's like playing F5 in this position in a Nimzo. An illegal move. It's a very useful illegal move. Okay, not without risk for black. But like seriously, imagine my pawn was back on F7. We'd have like a book position in a Nimzo where I just jumped my pawn. You don't need a martini to be silly. No, I'm going full on Nimzovich. Nimzovich Dutch. Funny, one of my students that I worked with today had a game that was a birds opening where he played like E6 with black, and it was essentially the same exact type of thing. Well, two ways to treat this. I can play D6 and F5, or I can play B6 and bishop B7. The fact that his knight's not an F3, though, makes me not want to do B6 so much. Bishop D2 taking all the fun out of the position. He also has Queen C2. I could try C5, just getting weird. A little too weird, though, after A3. Queen F3. Alright, we'll play this. Whatever. You don't need martinis. But you enjoy them. After C5, you enter Naka planet. Planet Naka. So my only hesitation was, you know, he hadn't played Knight F3 yet. And that's kind of the standard place where you're typically playing like B6, Bishop B7, concentrating on E4. It's all, yeah, it's Naka planet already. When I played F5 on move 1. I mean, Naka plays the Dutch, and I was saying last week how, you know, his results have been not that great. You know, he's playing the Queen's Gambit declined all the time. Why doesn't he go back to playing the Dutch and the King's Indian and stuff that's actually kind of fun? Now it's really a straight up Nimzo. This is a position I would probably get out of a normal Nimzo. A Dimzo. Larson. Bent Larson, lover of rook pawn moves. Just in case my bishop's hanging or something. There's also psychological basis behind this move. Does anyone know the psychological basis behind a5? Good evening, Mr. Coffee. It didn't work. The psychological basis did not work. It was basically, I'll discourage him from castling queenside by extending that a pawn over there. He just doesn't care. Wow. No respect. It looks pretty, therefore it is. Man, I'm almost done my beer. I might need a second one. The way it's going, I started early. I was honestly, I don't know, in a really grumpy mood today. So I started drinking a beer before the stream started. Finishing early. Good to see Mr. Coffee and all you guys. Something's wrong with my Twitch count. I've got 7 viewers on Twitch. 47, alright. One of the digits was missing. What are you looking up, Bob? You're investigating people again? Don't you live in, like, North Carolina? Go north and get a job at the FBI or something. Alright, knight a6. Bishop takes c3. He's not threatening anything. Are you threatening me? He's still not threatening e4. Bishop c3. Bishop c3. Yeah, this threatens nothing. So now I'm just creeping up on him. But this does raise an interesting question. What's next? My friends. If c5 is planet Naka, and we don't want to go to planet Naka, we're focusing on the center, but we're kind of running out of ideas. c5 a3 I don't really like. Rook c8, that's a weird move. But I'm going to run out of time soon. Pretty basic problem. So I could just take and play knight b4. I think that's good. Good enough. He's on probation. He just ignored my threat. This is a mild-mannered position, though. I love playing a5 in the Bogo Indian and opening the a file. Obviously very pleasant for white here. Yeah, I mean, something like that would be like sacrificing a piece, sure. Like, exactly. I agree. Wholeheartedly. F2. I mean, we're pretty good here. I would like to get my queen in the game. This is a weird move. Face off. The Boston Bruins are playing game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight. C5 anyway. I mean, that's like absolutely possible. Why not? So this is my basic idea. Just keep saying basic incessantly. My queen suddenly has life. It's a little bit of a boring way to play. Black has the better half of a opposite color bishop position here. Pretty I mean, like, I would call it, what's the word I'm looking for? Looking for a word. Minimalistic. That's it. It's pretty minimalistic for black, but it's still very pleasant. I love opposite color bishops. My middle name is Magnus Carlsen. It's been too long since Boston's last sports championship. I was just joking about it. Like, since I've been here for the last 6 months, like, they win every possible championship. Except I ruined, like, the NBA because I went to Hungary when, like, you know, the critical part of the NBA was on. Otherwise, Boston would have won in basketball, too. All right, so we're targeting the white squares. I know that it's not politically correct. But, give me pawn or give me death. Who was that? Practical. Look at him. Speedy Gonzalez. We've got the white squares all day. This click is pretty quick. He's kind of deceptively fast. Yes. Give me that. F file. Give me the F file. You'll rue the day that you played E4. All bishops are created equal. Patrick Henry. I forgot that. History. High school history class. He's like desperate. Yeah, he saw it. I didn't see it at first. It was deep in my subconscious. Like the fact that you can't play Queen G5. You know, I actually thought about it before. When I played F takes E, I was like, he'll have like Queen G5. It's sort of a psychological thing because obviously the F5 pawn was there earlier. So in your mind, you probably saw some variations where I'm turning into like Nikolai Krogius here. In his mind, he saw earlier lines where he could actually play Queen G5 without hanging a queen. And so in his mind, the pawn is still there on F5. Anyway, it was a nice game. Good job. All right. I'm going to play Seth Court right. He's been waiting. Then we'll take the next subscriber, Bob. The next subscriber, Weird Openings Wednesday. Oh, let's play C5. I mean, I had an earlier E6 C5 against Nefedov. I was going to suggest this to you, Asterbait, because you play the check Benoni. You could also just play it on move 1. You're kind of busy. Could play you last? Okay. Well, I mean, you know, I'm not going to play all these games. I'm not going to get to 7 games before... I don't think I'm going to get to 7 games before 8 o'clock. We've got an hour and 15 minutes left in the stream. And some of these challenges are like 7 plus 3, right? Scott Tenorman's dad, yeah, he's going to need to change that challenge to 5 plus 3. Other than that, everything looks good. Looks good. I'm slurring my words. But it's more out of just being tired. I'm not actually drunk. One beer. I've got no alcohol tolerance. I'm slurring my words. Also, didn't sleep well last night. Bishop E2, kind of a weird move to pick. I guess he's trying to play Bishop G4 himself. You know, it just occurred to me. The Mutual of Omaha. Yeah, now this is interesting. There were some games, I think, when I was in Hungary in 2007, 2006, in around there, I played some Grandmaster tournaments. It seems to me that my old friend Zlatko Alincic, he was once Serbian champion. It seems to me for some reason he started playing this with black a little bit. He had some games with Hungarian player Laszlo Ganda, and Ganda was playing f4 right away, which is an actual line. But I think that the thing about f4 right away, it's kind of like against Nimzovich's principles, like you're attacking the head of the pawn chain instead of attacking the base of the pawn chain. It's a very risky business. As I've explained to Asterbait, if you lose control of the e5 outpost after something like e takes f4, black is just like clearly better. But I think that Escort Ray could have played bg4 here. That's like a positional solution. So he's basically doing the Lazo Ganda attack without, or with the preliminary move, bishop e2. Good thing Infinite Flash Chess is not here. Bob will get banned again. For his own doings this time. So what's up? Alright. Now we have to be very careful not to let it get out of control. Lock down that e5 square. Bishop h4 check, kind of an interesting move. Provoking weaknesses or helping white build his position. Simply knight f6. And then knight c3. Building a better tomorrow. What am I doing? We're aiming for e5. e5 or bust. There is an incidental threat against b2. That's not my point here. Okay, so he's not afraid of double pawns. I don't blame him. But there is a problem. That's a really huge move for white because he's threatening knight b5 now. I think I'm going to have to play a6. Probably he'll play a4. And then we'll just go back to the way it was. But you can't play this move mindlessly in the Czech Benoni.
Yes.
Alright. Mindlessly play a4 like a zombie. No, that's a good move. I would play a4. I'm just kidding. Please play a4. Yes! No, just kidding. Just kidding, guys. It's not a reverse psychological trick. Where's Nils? He donated $50 last week, and he said he was going to quit chess. I had a similar game with him not that long ago. Rook lift. Yeah. The river guarding rook. I learned this from my chef, Chef Joe. Joe left. He left me. Joe left me for his mom. He might be back though. Scheduling a Foxwoods getaway together. Do some poker, maybe a little blackjack. Bishop g4. I need to control e5, but now I think it's under control, isn't it? I mean, I don't have to go out of my way to do anything crazy here. We've got it locked down. Good job. Oh, I'm going to hang d6. Brilliant. Damn. Lock it down. I haven't been to Foxwoods in a long time, like 10 years. There was a tournament just a few months ago, but I wasn't here. I was in another continent. The problem is it's hard for me to play chess and poker. Like, you can do one thing or the other, but it's hard to do both. I get distracted. If I try to play poker, then I get distracted by chess. If I try to play chess, then I get distracted by poker. So it's better for me to not have to get distracted by another thing. But I would have liked to have played in the Foxwoods chess tournament. Would have liked to have played. Hard to say that. Maybe someday. Alright, we got it. The meaning of life is the e5 square. Interesting was my suggestion of Nils, like, pawn sacrifice. Nils, who's no longer with us. I was thinking e5, feeding black a pawn to kind of bottle me up. It's like a sealer sweeper sort of thing. Probably unsound, but interesting. Yeah, apparently Foxwoods has gotten really big. But we were thinking of maybe Mohegan Sun. I haven't been, like, I don't think Joe's been out to, there's also MGM out in Western Massachusetts now, Springfield. You were introduced to Bill Lombardi. Yeah, he used to go down there, or up there, I should say, because he was living in... Lombardi would go, and I saw him. Yeah, he was hanging out, like, watching the tournament. Probably, like, the year I tied for first. Bishop check. Bishop for bishop. Sharkima raiding with a party of 4. Who else is streaming now that I like? Pepe Lu was streaming earlier, but he's off. There's no Joanna. Sharkima, thanks for raiding. You're welcome. We got a raid. Raid is on. So, strategic lesson on the e5 square, but that doesn't mean that white is worse necessarily here. I don't want to make it look like, oh, I'm winning, you know, because I got the e5 square. Probably the truth of this position is that white is still equal based on space. I'm not sure about allowing me to trade on g3 or not. But I think that black still has to be kind of careful here. There's also the b6 square. I'm not really sure I want to let him go in there, and other good stuff. Mr. Coffee lived close to Foxwoods. Wow. Yeah, the southern part of Foxwoods. I'm close, north, south, whatever. I guess Pennsylvania has casinos now, or how is it? Everything's changing. I've been living in Europe for like the best part of the last 15 years. It's weird. All these things are changing. It used to be just Atlantic City and Las Vegas you could go to gamble, and now it's all over the place. So we out of here. We've got the e5 locked down. I don't promote gambling on my stream. I've got a very solid chess style, obviously. My poker is pretty solid too. Best move? Can you find it? Yes, nice job. Queen f4, the only move that keeps attention here. Nice job. Knight, the monster. The Loch Ness monster of e5. The untouchables. My knight is untouchable. f6. I hope my queen doesn't get trapped. That could seriously happen. Watch out for h5 too. Okay, he's got a nice plan there, but I'm going to castle queenside. Always castle queenside in the Benoni. You guys heard it here first. The Benoni was made for castling queenside. Very safe thing to do. He's ganging up on me. Kind of a dangerous pawn grab. But not that dangerous. With the queens off, I don't mind. Minor problem. And he's got the D pawn, very strong. It's still not enough to compensate. He's really putting up a run for the money, though. Very cagey. Cagey play. It seems weird and ironic to undouble his pawns, but that's the only way in. He's pretty much coming unglued now. That's too many nuggets. E4. That's a big one. The biggest nugget. Alright. Nice fight. Escort right. So, Bob is off the line. Was my highest FIDE rating. Unofficially, I think I probably got to around 2470. But my highest published FIDE rating was 2363. Bob denies it, but it's true. Alright, Dimitri lost. Then I lived in Hungary and kept beating my head on all these first Saturday GM tournaments, which isn't really good for your elo. So I was hovering around 2400 for a long time. So I basically started playing poker back in 2008 and full time. So I've never really recovered. I almost got back to 2400 last year, and then I had this nightmare tournament where I went -4 in December of 2017. I went -4 in a GM tournament and lost. I went back down to like 2360 or something. But these days I'm not playing that much, so maybe one day the comeback will come. You called FIDE to verify. They said I'm on ELO watch. My style is too solid to be Grandmaster. Dimitrilos with a scary setup. This is some kind of funky donkey. Skunky. Yeah, this is some kind of thing. It's real. They can do this. There are some maybe Tigran Petrosian. Tigran Petrosian the Younger. Some players have played this kind of closed Sicilian stuff. It reminds me of the Grob a little bit. Which GM has the most punchable face? Hikaru started a rerun. Just in that moment. No, I mean, I don't think it's Hikaru. I kind of like him. Just as Starkema asked which GM has the most punchable face, Hikaru's notification popped up. Just weird coincidence. I like him. I would vote for Andrei Volokitin probably. Maybe Yevgeny Romanov. Yeah, I've got kind of uncommon. I have uncommon suggestions. Just random 2600s. People I have vendettas against are in the most punchable category. Grandmasters that I have vendettas against, personal vendettas against. That's about it. I can't pick Eric Hansen because I don't know him at all. Alright, D3. It's like a normal closed Sicilian, except he's expanded with G4 and H4. Now I think that's good for him spatially, but on the downside, it does create this little question of like, where are you going to put your king? I mean, probably he should just castle kingside anyway here. But it's a pleasant conversation. It's a very, you don't have to know him. It's a very strange topic of conversation here. All right. As long as we're not talking IMs. 92. See, that's why I never wanted to get the GM title. I never wanted to be a candidate for this discussion. 92, voluntarily retreating away from the center. Vujovic. I don't even know who that is. You must be getting really old school on me there. Does Bruins Boston need a big punch? I don't know, man. The last game they started off badly. It looked like the St. Louis Blues were dominating for the first period, but then it just went Boston. I'm not going to make any comments. So I live in Massachusetts for now, and I'm not a born again New Englander, but I guess I have to root for the Bruins. Every other sports team wins when I'm like in the country. It happened with the Red Sox and the Patriots. I left the country. The Celtics didn't make it, and then I came back, and the Bruins are in the in the finals. So it could be me. All right. So Dimitri's just castled. I'm gonna kind of hang out in the center here. I think I might want to wait a minute before I decide what to do. I mean, I guess I shouldn't wait too long, though. Maybe I should castle. And if he tries to play f5, I just take with the e-pawn. There's also queen b6. We could take a pause for queen b6. Aronian is a good friend of mine. I mean, not a close friend, but we've always kind of liked each other, I think, if I can say that. Though we're not good friends. I like him a lot. It's not somebody I would put in a discussion. All right. Right, now we castle, I guess. He's gonna do like a knight takes h5 sacrifice. I guess that's the plan. Whatever. Man, White's playing ridiculously fast here. Such a weird, unorthodox system. I hate closed positions in blitz, basically. This is rapid, but it's practically blitz. I like tactics and open positions in fast time controls, and I think it's boring to play the closed Sicilian. Things like the London system. It's hard to play closed strategic positions well, and so I would prefer to play something open. This just bums me out when people play. So Maurice Ashley is an IM? What? Oh, the Aronian versus Danny Gormally story? Is that what you're talking about? Why are you guys asking if Maurice is an IM? Seriously, weird topic of conversation. Well, you moved to punchable IM, so why is Maurice in the discussion? Of course, he's a GM. There was debating of that. He creeped over 2,500 and got the title. Josh Whiteskin was like Maurice's best friend, and sadly, like quit chess, like without getting to GM. Even more tragic than my case. Because Whiteskin probably got up to like 2480, 2490 and didn't get the GM title. Plus he was famous. Alright. Let's go. So I don't see any compensation here. And now the e-file is just open. So this was a fail for White. Yeah, he had a lot of opportunities. It was weird. But he was as good as his friend. I mean, he was as good as Maurice, I thought. They're about equal. But I guess at the end of the day, you know, Maurice was totally dedicated. So, what are we doing here? Winning the b2 pawn. No, I mean, white just fell apart. This is nothing now. The white king side is like a vacuum. The only thing, you know, he could have done was to try to sacrifice something. He defended his pawn, damn it. Okay, so this is not going to win itself. What about the e file? Bishop's not doing anything on f5. But I'm actually helping him here, I think. Alright, that's a relief. I was more concerned about like queen e1, queen g3. Clear pawn up. No compensation for white at all. Yet, I still don't really have a plan here. Okay, my extra pawn is this pawn over here. So, do what you will with that. True. Maybe I should provoke some sort of weakness in his position. Attack his a pawn, like bishop e6. c3, fine. He's trying to play d4? Wow. Maybe that's a good move. Time advantage for white. I don't think my last move was too strong. Nice take with the knight. I could have played bishop takes f3. But then bishop takes f3, cd, bishop takes c6, d takes c, queen d5 or something crazy. What just happened? Knight d4, yeah. Okay, so I'm screwing this up. Think material. I still think he has a little bit of compensation here. It seems unfair. Why is he thinking so long? The lichess commentary Chrome extension. Double attack, very materialistic approach, but what else? You get Yasser to come in your games. Yes. I was watching a little bit of World Chess. I'm so sad that Grishuk lost in the... I mean, I hate that World Chess entity. It's like, but whatever. Beyond that, I watched a little bit of the commentary of the Grishuk Nepomniachtchi match today, and it was funny to see like Moisenko and Yufa like trying to make this like boring position sound interesting. But basically, I was sorry for Grishuk today. I mean, he like, white did nothing. His opponent did nothing. And then like Grishuk declined a repetition and just like impaled himself because he didn't want to draw or something. It was weird. All right, let's do not that. Let's do this. At the end of the day, that H pawn, man, it's not punchable, but it's like takeable. It looks takeable. I wouldn't mind sacrificing my queen. Little queen sacrifice. Dimitrilas with the time advantage. Sure what I was thinking here exactly. He's fast. Just the moves just keep coming. Good night, Blowby. It's late, I know. Anyway, Fridays and Mondays we have an earlier stream for the European players. Man, dude, you gotta leave me alone here. I don't like F7. Is my queen trapped yet? Probably it. Virtually trapped. Certainly putting up a lot of resistance for someone who's down 2 pawns. Very strong. And we have noticed this in simul games. He's very persistent and hard to kill when he has a lost position. Doesn't give up. That's good. I feel like I'm making progress with d5. Now I have a plan. I have a passed pawn. And a safer king. And an insurance pawn over here. It's like the Red Sox when they went to the 9th inning with a 3-run lead yesterday. It's in the bag. In the bag, boys. Except it wasn't. Don't need a closer. Alright. That pawn is rolling. I'm just waiting to get my queen trapped, is what I'm doing. We don't have a closer, Bob. That's too expensive. It's the same team as last year, just without a closer. Okay. Dimitrilas is getting a little annoying right now. He's basically not giving up, making my life awkward. But I'm going to make him suffer now. He's down 2 pawns. He doesn't have any compensation for it. He's playing like his life depends on it. You're supposed to give up when you have lost position. He's not cooperating. You know, some people seem to play better when they're losing. Let's go further. Some people play better when they have a lost position. I think I might be a little bit like that. Nothing to lose. Feel bad for the Dodgers. It's over, guys. It's never over. Against Dimitrilas. He's going to find a way. It was way too early to say it's over. Check. Centralize. And then d3. That's got to be over. Wait. Does this even work? What am I doing? d3? It's got to work somehow. Bishop d4 check. Man, that was a long game. Still going. Energizer Bunny. So I guess we're going to take the next challengers. Oh, Sakamano, I'm sorry. Mr. Bob is a subscriber. Debbie Harry. Dirty Harry. They called her. Sakamano27. I'm supposed to play weird openings, and last game I spaced and I played a normal Sicilian. So let's get back on track, and remember, the focus of today's stream was weird openings. What do we do with Bob? The reverse Grob? Grob Bob. I don't know, I'm freezing like a deer in the headlights here. I'm running out of weird openings to play. I actually play knight c6 sometimes. London, e4, f5. I don't play stupid things, completely stupid things. I play some stupid things, but not completely stupid. There is a book where this guy, I can't remember the name now, some titled player recommends knight f6 here and seriously like analyzes e5, knight g4 for black. It's like just complete garbage. I can't believe that was put into print. You can't do that. I mean, it's just awful for black. So we'll do e6. This is like this weird. Fuchsia had that today. I don't know what this is called. Maybe Fuchs can help me out. I'd love to play the Latvian, and I do sometimes. But maybe we'll still have time to try to get in a Latvian. There's 40 minutes left in the stream. This is funny. I actually played like e4. Well, I mean, I played e4, knight c6, bishop b5 against Tony Miles. And Miles played e5 against me. It's like a Trompowski on the other side of the board. Another game I had against John Curdo that was a draw, who's a FIDE master, a strong one. He was IM level. John played knight f6 against me, and I think that's even stronger than e5. But this is a new invention. Bob has created new theory here with bishop b5, I think. The problem is knight e7. The refutation of bishop b5. The Gedult cloud opening. Tomorrow's episode. We're refuting Bob's threat of bishop takes c6, obviously. So now he's going to play a position where his bishop is on b5. Probably good for white. This could transpose. No, that's different. Okay, I was going to say bishop g5. There was a Spassky-Portish game where Portish had like his knight on f6 in a similar position, and Spassky was able to put both bishops on g5 and b5, and actually that was very strong. This is different though. I mean, bishop g5 can seriously be met by f6, and even though that sounds crazy, it's not that bad probably. I'm not going to claim this is a good opening for black, but we are trying unusual stuff here. Was knight e7 going too far? It does look problematic as to how to develop the rest of my pieces. The knight on e7 is going to be a real issue. I don't like this anymore. Anyway, Fuchsia, take care. Hope to see you guys tomorrow that have to leave early. Tomorrow's stream, subscriber stream, 5:30. Please submit your games. I've got to remember to send a note out to all of our subscribers. Tomorrow we do our subscriber stream game analysis here, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you submit a game to the Sparkle Horse handle on lichess, I will try to analyze that live on tomorrow's stream. Thanks everybody for joining me. International Master Slaggy, aka King e7 is, yeah, it's good. That's my last resort, basically. I'm keeping that in I'm keeping that in reserve. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. Hopefully Bob, blunders or something. For some reason, when he played bishop b5 and I played 97, I was like, yeah, this is okay. This is okay, but this is not really okay. There's just no way to get my pieces out. g6 is too weakening. This is looking good for white. Very bad position for black. I bet Stockfish would have me around minus 1.4 at this point. Definitely over 1 pawn minus for black, according to my calculations. But what am I supposed to play? Just don't play this opening, first of all. Now bishop g5 I'm not that worried about. I think that might even help me. I was like, here, I have air and a place to put my king. f7 is not a bad square for the black king. The pork chop opening. Very, very commonplace, like in the advanced Caro-Kann. I feel good about that. This is probably the worst opening I've had today. So knight g6. This reminds me of the other game we had, Bob. Interesting. Bob's like, what other game? He doesn't even remember. Very principled play in the opening. I like that, Bob. Impressive. g5, g4. Clearly the right idea here. Oh, I dropped a pawn. He does have a little bit of materialistic streak. No, I'm just kidding. Bob, I mean, g5 is interesting. You think that's interesting? Looks kind of suicidal for black. There was an earlier game where Bob refused to take a pawn on d5 against me, ironically. It actually has amazing similarity to this position, the other game. I don't trust my position at all. Man, that's materialistic, dude. So we're going here. This is all I've got. You're just kind of fundamental cheapo. My king is just naked. Naked and afraid. An interpolation of sorts. Wow, Bob's getting accurate. I missed the power of this move. But not all hope is lost. Maybe it is. Or maybe it is. I'm going to have to play king d7. That refutes my whole idea. Man. Or we just go for a walk. I mean, that's probably the best thing to do. I'm basically not considering the obvious here. Just go for a walk? I mean, that can't be safe. Master. Be creative. It's only Bob. This has got to be suicide. Surely. Wow, there's some weird ideas here. I have no threat there. No threat there, no threat there, no threat there. Bob just crushed me with queen e2 check. Maybe it was better to play king d7 objectively. Probably was safer. Safer to play king d7. It does feel like I played the what's it called? The pork chop opening. Pork chop is like f3, king f2, and h4. When the kingside pawn structure is shaped like a pork chop. Bob has multiple accounts. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say it. But anyway, this is only, 8 of many of our battles in the past. Looks like he's attacking 2 pieces. I'm attacking 2 pieces. And Bob's attacking none. I think Bob's just, he should just give up the ghost here. If worse comes to worse, I'll sacrifice my queen and outplay him for like queen for 2 pieces. I'm a little concerned about my king's lack of oxygen. Ironically, I was talking about how I had oxygen when he played bishop g5. Poison knight. Yeah, it's a poison knight. No, so theoretically he could just like play bishop g3 here if he wants to. That's not the best move, of course. It's too slow. Yeah, there is also the threats of bishop b4 check and rook e8, as Uberdriver's pointing out, which, wasn't lost on me. But that's complicated. He could have like knight takes b4, rook e8. I don't know, some weird knight e5 check or something. I guess then I take with a knight. Bob's panicking. Maybe he's like disconnected or something. 48 seconds with increment. You're welcome for the commentary. That's my job. I'm a kid. That's my job. So bishop b4 check. He did play the slow move. I mean, bishop b4 check doesn't win anything because obviously he can play like king f1. Well, here actually he has just c3. Bishop b4 check, c3, rook e8, knight e3, and white's okay. So I don't think that's going to be good enough. Maybe I can do knight takes d4 though. That's also kind of scary. Good scary or a bad scary? I guess we'll try it. Queen c4, knight f3 check, gf. Bishop e6 was my idea. And the black king is safe. I'm threatening c6. He just lost everything. Down. He's down a piece now. Knight f6 before. Bob, you came so close this time. Thank you for being part of the stream. Still kicking. Don't count him out yet. I could allow like a rook e6 sacrifice and some sort of crazy threats. Yeah, he's trying. He's trying to get funky with f5. Got a nice knight h4 here for you. Maybe something else. A nice solid move. Rook c5. I'm getting a little bit loopy. Chess is an easy game. It was an interesting position. Bishop e8 check. Check is check. And check is always check. Actually, bishop f5 is pretty strong now, no? Bishop c3. Not the best square. Riveting play. No, Bob, I think you had a winning position, no doubt. Nice job. I mean, you know, nice job achieving a winning position. Let's see what the oracle says. So bishop g4 was a reasonable try. Queen e2 check, star move. I totally missed it. And now I'm basically forced to play this awful move, bishop e7, which is totally ugly. So I went here. So apparently this is the blunder. You have bishop c4, which I was terrified of. And the point is, b5 was my idea. I mean, I guess this doesn't work. I didn't see, you know, I'm not a computer, obviously. So this is, I don't know if this is what Mad Ramus was talking about, but this idea here looks, I mean, he's got multiple ways to kill me. Yeah, so b5 is not going to work. I thought b5 worked. Then I have to play bishop e6, and I'm just toast. I'm just lost. It's all over. Yeah, I mean, bishop c4 was evident. But that's when Bob ironically thought the longest, and he talked himself out of bishop c4, playing bishop g3, and now black's okay. Even now it says compensation. Wow. So here he can apparently castle queenside. I thought I'm better after c6. Check this out. White has knight c7. So it's principled. You know, Bob's opening play was very principled, and it was enough to achieve a winning position. Okay, guys, we got half an hour left in the stream, so I'm going to play 2 or maximally 3 games. Yeah, there was a knight f6 check, obviously. Nice opening play by Bob. Very incisive. We're running out of weird stuff to play. Okay, someone suggested the Latvian. I don't know if we'll get a chance to play that or not. Of course, most people do play knight f3 here. So our chances are good. He beat me to it. Okay, the King's Gambit. Spirit. In spirit of King's Gambit. What can we do that's out of the ordinary against the King's Gambit? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like this move. It's kind of weird. Not that many people play f5. The Braunstein tries to, you know, Rubinstein and several people have tried to do that in the Queen's Gambit, but that's got to be bad for black, right? Can you play f5? How bad is that? So I don't even know what this is. I played this in Blitz. I guess now I have to take or go into kind of a lame decline. I can play bishop c5, right? Is that? Oh, I analyzed the crazy variation here once on the stream. It was like bishop c5, fe5, knight e5, knight e5, queen h4 check. Is that right? fe5, knight e5, knight e5, queen h4 check, g3. But that doesn't make sense. Queen e4 check, queen e2, and white should be like winning. Or no? Possible to play in gambit style. Like d6. Guess we'll try some crazy gambit. I don't see... I thought knight e5 worked, though. He didn't even play it, so he's... Unfortunately, we're just going to transpose now to some kind of standard line. Not a great game, really, for black, but... If knight g5, knight h6, is that okay? Oh, it's India. Uh-oh. 284 games. He's 1200 in rapid. That's a bad sign. I think he played really tough against me in the first game, but eventually lost. If I remember correctly. Is it Tushar? So he knows his opening book. Obviously, you don't go bishop g4 in such a situation. So this is Marshall's speciality. According to Uber Driver, who is historical. He's an expert on historical chess informations. I'm sure this position is not great for black. Once I saw Al Chow, Chicago FIDE master, back in his prime, play white in some kind of... I was sitting adjacent to him in a New York Open game in the early 90s. He had exactly this position, I think. Basically c3. Now it looks like this is a mistake, though. I would think. d4 is too hasty. Yeah, I mean, bishop b6, sure. That might be the better move. I don't know. Now there might be some crazy b4. I don't really get it, but... I feel alien on the black side of the King's Gambit. I mean, I just don't really play e4, e5 very much, and I've almost never played it in tournament games. A handful. I played a couple of Petrovs, a couple of Bro Lopez games, but like against specific people. I think I have like 2 King's Gambits as black in my life. One I lost in a tournament in Washington, D.C. in like 1991 to a 2200, and the other one... Am I supposed to play bishop b6 here, by the way? Or bishop b4 check? The other one I drew with my friend Alexander Manea. So 2 King's Gambits in history over the board. So bishop e4 check, knight c3, knight e4. It's probably a little sharper. There's also d5. I mean, this basically looks wrong for white. Bishop b6 would be too passive. No. King f2 is out. I have knight e4 check. King f1, you mean? King f1 might be interesting. I might not be inclined to take that pawn. If king f1, I just play d5 and destroy his fun. I think white just played too fast with d4. It's the fried liver reversed. King f2, knight e4 check, king e3. Bishop d2. Okay, that's a good move, I guess. It's basically a Joko piano with the pawn on f4. Probably not a good improvement for white, objectively. I could play knight takes e4. I don't quite trust that. So this looks solid. And then white is left with weaknesses. We have some options, like on ed. I don't have to recapture. I could play knight on c to e7. But then there's like bishop e5 check or queen a4 check and complications. So ed, knight takes d5, queen e2 check. And I hardly want to play king f8 after last game. So it's like white has space enough to compensate. This is an unexpected move. I think there's just a little bit too many weaknesses in White's position here. He should have tried the other variation. ED, you know, simply. I could play Queen E7 check, actually, but then like Knight E5. I'm not sure what's happening there. Bishop E3 instead of E5. Bishop B3. It's like the, yeah. It looks like you're playing the, what's it called? Hillbilly attack against the King's Gambit. I mean, the Hillbilly attack variation of the King's Gambit. A lot of weaknesses now for White. Black is comfy, cozy. Creamy, crunchy cookie cupcake candy.
Yes, 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 yes.
I hate that yes button. I gotta move the yes button where the no button is and put the no button in the other place. So the yes button is just not as fun.
No!
No. Alright, castle. Knight E5 is gonna be in my face forever. What can you do? Knight E5, Queen D6. I mean, I'm up 2 pawns here. I can live with... No, it's just 1. Okay, Knight E5, Knight D4. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Knight E5, Knight D4, Knight E4, Queen B6. Trying for smothered mate. There's a funny variation like there. But now it's just good for black. I think that was his best chance, hands down. Now we're just... I'm not even considering taking the pawn on F4. It's funny. Sense of danger. Too strong. Uber driver made a comment about it. Like, I don't even see that pawn's hanging, you know? That's how strong my sense of danger is. To most players, it would be like red meat, you know? I've lost so many chess games in my career. I know better. I don't even consider it. When you've been beaten down enough, you just stop even thinking about things like that. Okay, so Knight E5. Bishop F3. I mean, now I'm getting kind of desperate. I might take it now, come to think of it. It seems sort of justified. There's also Knight E5. Yeah, Knight E5 is kind of lame now. I mean, it almost looks like I have to take it now. Talking about how that was suicide before. Getting a little bit hazy mentally. You wanted to take it when we're in castle. Now it felt like a reasonable move for some reason. I don't know. I have like a check on E3, defending my bishop. He has no center anymore. My structure is shot though. I mean, this is going to give him pretty good compensation. Shot to hell. What about this? Queen E4. Goodbye, pawn. Queen A4, an unexpected move. Actually. He timed out, but it's still tough. I mean, this is not that easy. I'm +2, apparently, if I find perfect moves. This is not an easy position to win. Okay, guys, we have time for one or two more games. Maybe this will be the last one. We'll see how long it runs. Cheesy noob. Maybe I should have thought about taking f4. I mean, I kind of ruled it out, but I didn't realize how strong knight e5 was. The London system is not allowed. Weird openings. Okay, let's play this. It's called like the Jinji. Actually, I'm not supposed to do it against knight f3, but I did recommend this in a video as an option. Well, it's basically a Polish now form of. I don't have to play b5 there, by the way. I'm not sure it's really a great move. Let's do something super weird. c6 is ugly. This reminds me of my game with Kira Gergiev, where he played the embarrassing d4. I've told this before, but d4, c6, c4, b5 against me and beat me in a blitz game. That was really, that hurt my ego, you know, to have something so silly, even though he was like probably close to 2,700. Weird position here. What do we do next? Play it like a King's Indian. Oh, it's a King's Indian, Old Indian hybrid. Bishop d3 is probably a good move. This is just kind of weird now. He's all about just moving fast. And that's what's weird about the other guy, Ferrum Lutzis. Actually, look at Cheesy Noob's ratings and compare them to Ferrum Lutzis, the player I played on the first game in the stream. And then compare their style, because the ratings are actually really close. Cheesy Noob's a little bit higher, but I think there could be a conspiracy theory here. Bob, do we have a conspiracy theory chair? Who's in charge of conspiracy theories? I know you're in charge of you think Cheesy Noob is better? Well, we don't have enough information on, you know, I think we don't have a big enough sample size on Ferrum Lutzis to say yet. But I knew that I recognized something. You know, I mentioned it during that first game. I thought Cheesy Noob was even higher, but now looking at it, we need a bigger sample size of games on Ferrum Lutzis. He claims he's from the US. Cheesy Noob was supposed to be from France. But there's no way to believe everybody. Soltigo is our non-resident. Here we go. All right. Now, I don't know. I mean, I normally you know, condone free speech here, but given your history and the bad blood there, Bob, let's lay off that. All right. It's an Old Indian. We just transposed, I think. This move, I think, is a strategic mistake for white. Most likely. Trading off the strong pawn on d4. I mean, having said that, it's not easy for white to find something better, necessarily. So it looks like this will probably be our last game for today, guys. I mean, I'd love to play all of you, but I don't think we're going to have time for any more. And I'm really hungry. I'm going to decline those other two challenges. I would appreciate if you come back Friday. I'm going to do another Blitz and Rapid stream. A4. That's probably a good move. I mean, if I play B4 now, I may be weakening myself too much. I think I might have to take that. Oh, I have knight c5. It's weird. Knight c5 is kind of double-edged. Yeah, maybe that's a strong move. I mean, e5 will be hanging. I don't know. It's starting to the dead sky. I gotta go. Elf needs food badly. I'm getting stomach pains. The pangs of hunger. I'm hangry. I'm getting hangry. B4, knight e2. Knight c5, actually. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. It's going to get very sharp, but I think maybe I did the right thing. He's got a passed A pawn, but I also have a queenside majority, and centrally, in any case, I don't have to play knight c5 as well. I can do other things. We're not allowed to talk about food. Man, the refrigerator is beckoning. So hungry. Didn't eat enough. I had like a very small lunch, just a kind of light sandwich, and that was like 7.5 hours ago. I had a muffin in the afternoon. Muffin. Knight e2. Knight a2. Not really a great location for knights in general, unless they can get back to b4. So now we have new questions. Totally wouldn't have expected knight a2. Just unexpected completely. Knight c5. There's all these messed up variations like knight c5, knight takes b4. I guess it's not that complicated. I mean, knight c5. And remember, the cheesy noob doesn't like bishops. Also, he plays the same pace as Ferrum Lutzis. Kind of fast moves. Actually, Uber Driver suggesting queen b8. That's actually a very, very standard old Indian maneuver. Maxim Delugi, that wasn't an old Indian. It had a King's Indian with Delugi where he did that. It's a totally normal old Indian theme. Yep. Alright guys, I guess I should just make a sensible move here. Like develop my pieces. I'm gonna lose on time. Cheesy New beat me last time in 7-3. Oh, it was like a grandmaster. Rook g7, that was sick. So bishop f6 instantly. I can't afford to lose the b4 pawn. Guess I have this. Desperately grabbing on b2. Looks like we're going to lose like the last game. Someone on sound always shows up at the end of the stream. Wow. Where did you come from? Must be late for someone on sound. I guess he couldn't sleep or something. Where are you? Are you back in someone on sound, are you back in the United States? Or are you abroad somewhere? I was gonna say if you're in Europe, you're in Tel Aviv. Yeah, it's like 3 a.m. Have to work tomorrow, man. Must be having trouble with the jet lag. How's the jet lag treating you? I recommend those gummies. What are they called? What's that natural supplement for sleep as a sleep aid? Sorry, my dementia's kicking in. Headed to the airport for a 600 something flight. So knight e4 here, and nobody knows what's going on. I guess. I'm scared. He's got a minute more than me. He plays just like Ferrum Lutzis. There was this last game that was like a nightmare, where he just checkmated me brutally in 7+3. I really don't want to end my stream on a loss. Cheesy noob. Melatonin, thank you. But I couldn't see a refutation of knight takes e4. I mean, I'm only winning back with the pawn I... Winning back the pawn I previously... The knight on a2 is bad. That's good. Yeah. Melanin. No comment, Bob. You're a very interesting dude. Awkward is all I'll say about that. If only, speaking of awkward, if only white could somehow get my knight away, he could win a queen with bishop h7 check. Alright, we're gonna have to time him out. That's close to a ban. I almost clicked ban by accident. It's like he wanted. It's almost like Trump Trump wants to get impeached. They say, some pundits. Bob's kind of like that. Like he wants to get banned. That should take us to the end of the stream. Thankfully. Mercifully. Queen e2. Tense. A tense moment. Winning a piece. I guess I calculated f5 here. I really want to do that. The noob. Interesting game. c5. Why not? I guess we're going to find out why in a moment. So taking like tons of those melatonin gummies wouldn't help you. Probably make it worse. I used to down like 3 when you're supposed to take 2. Thought it would help. They tasted good, actually. I like the taste. The grape flavored, fruit flavored melatonin gummies. Alright, rook on a d1. We don't want to give someone on sound any bad advice. I think he knows enough about flying. So, we're ready to pack it in here. About to lose a piece, I guess. Cheesy noob. What's interesting is how fearless Cheesy Noob is, first of all. Absolutely, completely fearless. What am I doing? No, there's not going to be any takebacks. Are you offering me a takeback? Why did he offer a takeback? I lost a queen or something? I fell for some sort of trap that wins a piece now, and he saw that in advance. Whatever, dude. So he can see it all in advance, and he's just gonna like slow roll me with bishop b1 offering a takeback because he know it wins. Like, that's weird. It's totally weird. Like, maybe I have some sort of resource. My queen is just trapped in the middle of the board. Alright, dude. Whatever, man. I'll just resign. I mean, why are you like slow rolling me here? You instantly knew you were winning even before like we checked the position. It's just every time it's weird. So I'm not going to wait for the next move. What an interesting game. You're just thinking the bishop was free? What? Like, why aren't you just playing the winning move here? I don't understand. Alright, anyway. Interesting way to end the stream. Yeah. Sure. Okay, dude. Whatever. Alright, guys, let's analyze this game here. Should we? No, let's not. Let's wait till another time. So we're gonna be back Thursday with subscriber stream. It's gonna be 5:30, same thing. 5:30 CET. Yeah, that's 2 wins in a row for Cheesy Noob. He doesn't move many pawns. Very solid. 5:30. Sorry, not CET. ET. I'm a little tired, guys. I need to get some food. I haven't eaten too much today, so I'm out of here. Thanks everybody for watching, and thanks for subscribing. I will be back Thursday night with subscriber stream. I'll try to send a message to you guys for that. Anyway, take care. Interesting games today. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.